Hi viewers, welcome to my channel. Today I will make you to learn some of the most important MCQ questions with respect to the concept stacks and queues in Java. So that is there any MCQ question with respect to the stack and queue in NPTQ certification examination, you can easily solve it. Now coming to the first question, what will be the output of the code snippet given below when the stack is passed to the given method? The stack is from the top to bottom. The elements that are available in the stack are 2, 1, 9, 6, 7. I am arranging them in the stack. Here the topmost element is 2 and the bottom element is 7. These are the elements that are available in the stack. Now within the function name is queue function. For this function, if you are going to pass this stack as a input parameter, at the end of the execution of this function, what is the output that we have to identify? Now within the function, the first and foremost two lines are representing that we are taking two queues. One queue name is out queue and second queue name is temp queue. Both are empty. Initially both are empty. We can store integer values within that queue. With the help of array dequeue, we are creating the two queues. One queue name is output queue and second queue name is temp queue. Now coming to the next operation, we have while loop. Within the while loop, the first and foremost condition that we are checking here is from the stack we are performing peek operation. Peek operation in the sense, from the stack you will get the topmost element, but the element will not remove from the stack. Peek operation main purpose is it will return the topmost element of the stack, but it does not remove the element from the stack. Now with the help of peek operation, the topmost element that we are going to get here is 2. It is not at all equivalent to none, so that we can enter into the while loop. Within the while loop, we are taking one value variable, and within that value variable, with the help of pop operation means we can get the topmost element, at the same time we can remove it from the stack. With the help of stack, we are performing pop operation, so the topmost element will be removed and that we are storing within the value. Now after that, we are having one if condition. Within the if condition, value modulus 2. 2 modulus 2 in the sense, definitely it will become 0, so that we are adding that value. If the condition is true means, here we are performing one operation. What is that operation? For the output dequeue, we are adding that value. What is the value that is available to that we are adding into the output queue? The first element that we are adding in the output queue is 2. Now so else block is not at all coming into the picture. While loop will be repeating one more time. Now within the while loop, the topmost element, if you are going to observe, stack dot peek in the sense, the topmost element that is available in the stack is now 1. It is not 2. Already 2 was deleted from the stack, so the topmost element is 1. That is not at all equivalent to none, so that we can enter into the while loop. Now within the while loop, within the value, now we are going to remove the element from the top of the stack, that is nothing but 1, with the help of pop operation, and we are holding it in the value. Now within the value, instead of 2, we are going to hold 1, and we are checking the condition here. What is the condition? Within the if value modulus 2 equal to 0, 1 modulus 2 is always 1, it is not at all equivalent to 0, so it will not enter into the if condition. We will enter into the else condition. Within the else condition, what is the operation that we are doing? Whatever the value is 1, we are adding it to the temp queue. Now within the temp queue, the first element that we are adding is 1. Now after completion of the else block execution, here we are going to iterate the while loop one more time. While at the time of iterating the while loop one more time, if you are going to observe, so within the while loop, the next condition that we are checking is, from the stack we are picking the topmost element, that is 9. It is not at all equivalent to null, and we are going to enter into the while loop. While loop condition is satisfied, that's why we are going to enter into the while loop. Within the while loop, from the stack, that element we are going to pop, and we are storing it in the value variable. Now within the value variable, the value that we are getting is 9. 9 modulus 2 is not at all equivalent to 0, so that we are not at all executing if condition. We will perform else block related content will be executed. Within the else block, whatever the value that is available, that we are adding to the temporary queue. In the similar fashion, so while loop is repeating for the next element, the next element is 6, so we are going to store it in the value with the help of pop operation. That means we are removing the element from the stack and we are holding it in the value, and value modulus 2, 6 modulus 2 is always equivalent to 0, so that we are adding that 6 element, whatever the 6 that is available, that 6 element we are adding it into the out queue. Now within the out queue, the value that is available is 6. Now in a similar fashion, we are going to repeat the while loop one more time, and in this last iteration, The value that we are picking from the stack is 7. It is the topmost element. Only one element is available. It is not at all equivalent to 0. And within the value, now the value that is available is 7. Now if 7 modulus 2 equal to 0. Now 7 modulus 2 is not at all equivalent to 0. So that else block will be executed. Within the else block, that value we are adding to the temporary queue. Now within the temporary queue, the value that is available is 7. So now one more time we are going to repeat the while loop. So unfortunately within the stack none of the elements are available. Already the last element process is also completed. Due to that reason the stack will be empty. So we are unable to perform peak operation. If you are going to perform, you will get the null. Nothing is there. So due to that reason this while loop will not allow coming into the picture. The while loop condition will be failed. Due to that reason we are not at all entering into the while loop. Now coming to the end of the while loop, the next statements are, we are taking one temporary variable temp, and initially the value that is available is 0. Now here we are performing one more while loop. What is that while loop? While temp dot peak. So temp q is the queue. Within this temp queue, the first element that is available is 1. It is not at all equivalent to null. So that here the operation that we are doing is, whatever the temporary variable that is available, for the temporary variable we are polling the element from the temporary queue. So polling in the sense we are removing that one. Peak operation means we are getting that first element but we are not at all removing it, but with the help of poll operation we can remove the element from the temporary queue. So now 1 we are removing it and we are adding it to the temp. So temp plus 0 plus 1 in the sense within the temp the value that we are going to get is 1. The temporary variable we are adding it to the output queue. Already in the output queue the values that are available are 2, 6. Along with them we are adding one more element. That element is 1. Now if you are going to repeat the while loop one more time, now for the second iteration in the while loop, temp q dot peak, the next element in the temp q is 9. We are not at all removing it, we are getting it, and it is not at all equivalent to 0. So that with the help of poll operation we are going to remove it and we are adding it to the temporary variable. Within the temporary variable that value available is 1 updated value. For that we are going to add 9. Totally the temporary update variable value is 10. So that we are pushing into, that we are adding into the output queue. So now the next element that we are adding into the output queue is 10. Now while loop will be iterating one more time. Why? Because we did not finish the while loop till now. So we are going to enter into the while loop one more time. Within this time, the next peak element from the temporary queue is 7. It is the only element that is available in the queue. It is not at all equivalent to null. So that we will poll it. We can remove this element from the temporary queue and we can add it to the temp. The updated temp value is 10. 10 plus 7 in the sense you will get 17. And that 17, whatever the 17 updated value that is available in the temporary variable, we are adding it to the output queue. Now we are adding it to the output queue. If you are going to iterate the while loop one more time, none of the elements are there in the temp queue. So that the peak operation you will get null. Null not equal to null in the sense condition fail. It will not enter into the while loop. So that you will come outside of the while loop. And finally we are returning output queue from this entire function. Now what is the result that is available in the output queue? 2, 6, 1, 10, 17. These are the elements that are available in the output queue. Try to check in which option we are having 2, 6, 1, 10, 17. So if you are going to observe, within the C option 2, 6, 1, 10, 17 are available. So out of all the 4 options, the right option is C option. Very important. While at the time of attempting these kind of bits, be careful. It will be very easy if you have some basic idea related to push, pop, peak operations as well as poll and add operations with respect to the queue. It will be very easy to solve this kind of. That's coming to the next question. What does the below method do? So we have calculate method is there. For that we need to pass n as a integer value. You can pass any number, that should be positive number. Now if I am going to take n equal to some 50 or some 54, what will happen? So within this function we have taken one array dq which is in the format of stack. So within that stack we can hold number of integers. Here I am taking that stack. So the reference variable name itself is stack. It is empty initially. Now try to perform the next iteration. So within this while loop, if you are going to observe, if the number greater than 0, yes, 54 is always greater than 0. Within the n I am taking 54. 54 is always greater than 0. So that whatever the stack that is available, within that stack we are pushing one element. What is that element? 54 modulus 10. 54 modulus 10 in the sense you will get 4. 4 we are going to get, that we are pushing into the stack. Now the value that is available in the stack is 4. Next operation, n equal to n by 10. N equal to n by 10 in the sense 54 by 10. 54 by 10 in the sense you will get 5. So now within the n, the value that is available is 5. We are going to check the condition 5 greater than 0. Yes, condition is true, so that it will enter into the loop. Within the loop, 5 modulus 10. 5 modulus 10 in the sense we are going to get 5 only. Now that value we are pushing into the stack. Now within the stack, the elements that are available are 5 and 4. At the end of this while loop iteration, if you are going to repeat it one more time with the help of n equal to n by 10. Now the n value is 5. 5 by 10 in the sense you will get 0. Now the n value is 0. Whenever we are going to check the while loop condition, 0 greater than 0, condition fails, so that it will not enter into the while loop. Now coming to the next line, we are taking one resultant variable r. Initially the value that is available is 0. Now what is the next operation that we are performing? We are taking one more while loop. With the help of while loop, we are picking the elements from the stack. That means we are picking the topmost element from the stack. We are not at all removing it. Pick operation main purpose is just getting the topmost element in the stack. We are not at all removing it. So we are checking it whether it is null or not. It is not at all null, so the condition is true. It will enter into the while loop. Within the while loop, for the resultant variable, within the resultant, the value that is available is 0. For that 0, we are popping the element from the stack. That element is 5, that we are adding to the result. So 0 plus 5, the value that we are going to get is 5. Now here the element that we are removing from the stack is 5, that we are adding to the resultant variable, result r equal to 5. Now if you are going to repeat the while loop one more time, so we are getting the topmost element from the stack with the help of pip operation. Now the topmost element that from the stack is 4. It is not at all equivalent to null. It will enter into the while loop. Within the while loop, the updated value that is available in the result variable is 5. For that 5, we are popping the element from the stack. That element is 4. We are adding it to the result. Result equal to result plus stack dot pop. So 5 plus 4 in the sense the value that we are getting here is 9. Finally within the result we are getting 9. If you are going to repeat one more time the while loop condition, try to check the while loop condition. Stack dot pip, nothing, none of the elements are available in the stack. It is an empty stack, so that we can't do anything with the help of this while loop. The condition will fail. And coming to the next line, from this entire function we are returning the result. What is the result that we are getting? 9. That means whatever the number that we are taking, that number individual digit sum we are getting as a result. So 5 plus 4 in the sense you will get 9. In the similar fashion, 36, if you are going to take n as 36, 3 plus 6, the value that we are going to get is 9. 57, 5 plus 7, the output that we are going to get is 12. Like that, this entire calculate function will return the sum of the digits of the given number n. So we need to check in which option we are having that particular answer. So within the C, it will take the number n and it is in the format of input, and finally it will return the sum of the digits of the 10. So this is the right option when compared to all the remaining options. It is very simple. So with this question you got the complete idea. Thank you. Coming to the next question. So here in this question we have the stack is available from top to bottom. The elements that are available in the stack are 7, 12, 1, 5, 4, 2. The topmost element is 7 and the bottom element is 2. So the stack name itself is stack. So this is the stack with respect to the given elements. What will be the content of the return stack when the given stack is passed as an input to the given method? So if you are going to pass the given stack as an input parameter to the given method, what is the final resultant stack output that we are getting? We have to identify it. Now the stack is available in the format of input parameter for the calculate method. Now within the calculate method, the first and foremost line is we are taking one output stack. It is an empty stack. Within that we can hold integer values. With the help of array dequeue, we are taking that output stack. This is the empty stack. Now what is the first operation that we are doing within the stack? We are going to observe the if and else conditions. Within the if condition, from the available input stack, if you are going to peek the element, peek operation main purpose is you will get the topmost element of the stack. Here the topmost element of the stack is 7. We are going to get it, but we are not at all removing it from the stack. We need to check the condition here. So we are picking the element from the stack. That means we are not at all removing it from the stack. We are just getting it and we are checking it whether it is null or not. It is not at all null. If it is null means we are returning output stack. Otherwise, so we have to enter into the else block. Now the condition failed. Due to that reason, we have to enter into the else condition. Within the else block, if you are going to observe, we have while loop is there. Within the while loop, what is the statement that we are doing? So within the while loop, the condition that we are checking here is from the available stack, we are performing the same peak operation. From the available stack, the peak operation, we are going to get the topmost element, that is 7. It is not at all equivalent to null. So the condition is satisfied. It will enter into the while loop. Within the while loop, from the available stack, we are popping the element, we are popping 7 element, topmost element, and we are pushing it into the output stack. Now within the output stack, the first element that we are pushing is 7. Now coming to the next statement in the while loop, within the output stack, we are pushing one more element. That element is from the input stack, we are popping next element. So within the stack, the topmost element is now 12. It is not 7. Already 7 removed from the stack. So that the topmost element is 12. We are removing it, we are popping it, and we are storing it in the output stack. And coming to the next line in the same while loop, within the output stack, we are pushing one more element. That element operation is from the available output stack, we have to pop first element, that is nothing but 12. We are popping it 12 into output stack dot pop. We have to pop one more element from the output stack. That means none of the elements are available. The popping element is 7. 12 sevens. So 12 sevens, the answer that we are going to get is 84. 84. That is available in the output stack. Now within the output stack, the element that is available is 84. Now try to iterate the while loop one more time. Why? Because we are at the end of the while loop. So inner conditions. Now we are going to check the while loop one more time. Within the while loop, the next condition, one more time we have to check the same condition. What is that condition? So stack dot peak. Now from the available stack, the topmost element is 1 now. It is not at all null, so that we have to perform the similar kind of operations. What are those operations? We have to pop 1 from the stack. We have to store it in the output stack. Now within the output stack, you will get 1 here. Next we have to pop one more element from the stack, and we have to push it into the output stack. That element is 5. So from the output stack, we are popping the two elements 5 and 1. 5 into 1, the output that we are going to get is 5, that we are pushing into the output stack. Now within the output stack, the next element that is available is 5. Till now 2 elements are there in the output stack at the end of execution of the while loop. In the second iteration, that the two elements are 5 and 84. Now if you are going to repeat the while loop one more time, so for this next time, within the condition, from the stack, it will pick the next element, that is nothing but 4. 4 is the topmost element in the stack, and it is not at all null, so that we are going to enter into the while loop. Within the while loop, we are popping that 4 and we are pushing it into the output stack. 4 is available here, and the next element that we are popping from the stack is 2, that we are pushing it into the output stack. Now within the output stack, we are pushing one more element. That element is from the output stack, we are popping the topmost elements 2 and 4. We are multiplying it 2 4s 8. The updated value that we are going to get is 8. That will be pushing into the stack, so that 8 is available in the output stack. If we are going to iterate the while loop one more time, none of the elements are available in the stack, so that we are unable to pick the element. No element is in the topmost stack. The topmost stack cursor position is now within the -1 index position. None of the elements are available in the stack, so that here condition fail. It will not at all coming into the while loop. It will not execute the while loop, and we will come outside of the while loop. Finally, we are going to returning the output stack. Now within the output stack, the output elements that are available are 8, 5, 84. We have to check in which option we are having 8, 5 and 84. From top to bottom we have to check. So within the D option, we are having those elements 8 and 5 and 84. These are the elements which are available in the output stack. Very simple. Now coming to this question, what is the output of the code snippet given below? when the following stack is passed to the given method. So the stack that is available from top to bottom is 7, 5, 3, 1, 2. These are the elements that are available. Let me try to take this stack. So 7 is the topmost element and 2 is the bottom element. Now if you are going to pass this stack as a input parameter to this update stack method, what is the final output of this entire update stack method? Now let me try to evaluate this method. So within the method, the first and foremost line is we are taking one val variable. Within that val variable, stack dot size. Actually the size of the stack is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 elements are there, so that the stack size is 5. 5 minus 1 in the sense you will get 4. So within the value we are storing 4 is the value. Now we are taking one more variable, that is nothing but val1. Within the val1, the value that we are storing is 1. Now coming to the next statement, we have while loop is there. Within this while loop, the entire functionality of the update stack method will be performed. What is that functionality? Within the while loop, when the value greater than 0, within the value that is available is 4. 4 is always greater than 0, so that we can enter into the while loop. Within the while loop, we are taking one variable. That variable name is top element. Within the top element, we are getting the topmost element from the stack. We are removing that. The topmost element from the stack is 7. We are removing it with the help of pop operation and we are storing it in the top element. Now within the top element, the value that is available is 7. Now we are taking one empty stack with the help of ArrayDQ class, and the empty stack name itself is temporary stack. Within that we can store integer values. This is the empty stack. Now after completion of the empty stack creation, we are taking one more variable. The variable name is value2. Now value2 is the variable. Initially the value that is available is 1. Now within the while loop, we have one more while loop is there, inner loop is there. Now coming to the inner loop, within this while loop, the condition is value2 less than or equal to value 1. Within value2, the value that is available is 1. 1 less than or equal to value 1. 1 less than or equal to 1, condition true, so that we can enter into the while loop. Within the while loop, what is the operation that is available? Within the while loop, we are taking one local variable. That variable name is element. Within that element, we are popping the element from the stack. That means already 7 pop from the stack. Now the next topmost element that is available in the stack is 7. That we are popping and we are trying to store it in the element. Now the element that we are going to, the element value that is available in the element variable is 5. Now coming to the next operation, for the available temporary stack, we are trying to push one element into the temporary stack. What is that element? The element is with the operation like element plus top element. Within the element, the value that is available is 5. 5 plus top element value is 7. 5 plus 7 in the sense you will get 12. That is available in the temporary stack. Now after end of this operation, we are incrementing the value to value. Value 2 equal to value 2 plus 1. Value 2 plus 1 in the sense value 2 value is 1. 1 plus 1 in the sense the updated value that is available in the value 2 is 2. Now if you are going to repeat the while loop one more time, value 2 value is 2. 2 less than or equal to value 1. That is nothing but 1. 2 less than or equal to 1. Condition fails, so that we need not to enter into this while loop. Now coming to the next while loop, we have one more while loop is available. Within that while loop, we are checking one condition. What is that condition? From the temporary stack, try to pick the element. Don't delete the element. Don't remove the element. Pick the element. Try to check it whether it is null or not. It is not at all null. Why? Because 12 is the element. It is not at all equivalent to null. Condition true. So that we are going to enter into the while loop. Within the while loop, what is the operation that is available? We are trying to push one element into the available stack. That element is from the temporary stack. We are popping that element. We are popping whatever the element that is available and we are pushing it into the stack. Now that element is available here. Now after completion of this operation, so try to iterate the while loop one more time. Within the while loop, now the next condition checking is from the temporary stack. We are trying to pick the element. None of the elements are available in the temporary stack, so that this while loop condition will be fail. Now after completion of the while loop execution, try to come to the next line. Within the next line, from the stack, push the element. Within the stack we have to push one element. That element is top element. So within the top element, the value that is available is 7, that we are going to pushing into the stack. Now the 7 is coming back into the stack. Now updated stack values are 7, 12, 3, 1, 2. Now after completion of this operation, we are trying to increment the value 1 by 1. So now value 1 value will become 2. 1 plus 1 in the sense 2, as well as value equal to value minus 1. We are decrementing value by 1. 4 minus 1 in the sense the value that we are going to get is 3. Now try to repeat the while loop one more time. Now the value is 3. 3 greater than or equal 3 greater than 0. Condition is always true. So that we have to apply the similar kind of operation that what we have performed in the previous iteration of the entire outer while loop. We have to process the same thing, so that at the end of the complete functionality of this entire code, we have to return the final stack. Within the final stack, what is the resultant output that is available? So it is a lengthy process you have to do. Already for the first iteration, I have explained the complete execution flow and what is the output that is available in the stack after completion of the first while loop iteration. Now we have to perform the similar kind of operations multiple times with respect to the value. So here now the while loop will be performing one more time. Next the value will be decremented by 1, so that we will get 2. With respect to that 2, we need to repeat this while loop one more time, and after that we will get 1, and with respect to that 1 also, 1 greater than 0, we have to iterate this while loop one more time. Like that we have to process this entire while loop multiple times. That too within the inner loops we have to repeat them more than one time. So like that it is a lengthy process. You have to do that entire process. After completion of that entire process, we have to find out the resultant stack. Now I will tell you the answer. The answer is, out of all the 4 options, you will get finally at the end of this entire function execution, the output stack content will be 7, 33, 24, 15 and 9. Try to apply the similar kind of methodology that what I have already applied to the first iteration in this entire while loop. You will get the similar kind of output. So out of all the 4 options, the right option is second option. So with this, I think you got the complete idea regarding this question. So thank you, one and all. Coming to this question, what will be the worst case time complexity for the below method? So if you are going to observe within this method, demo method, we have if condition is there as well as else condition is there. At a time we can enter into any one of the condition. If you are going to enter into the if condition, means we are not at all entering into the else condition, or if you are going to execute the else condition, means so the if condition is not at all coming into the picture. At a time we can execute only one condition. We are unable to execute 2 conditions at a time. It is not possible. Now if you are going to observe within the if condition, there are nested loops are there. Within the for loop we have another for loop is there. Actually the time complexity of the for loop is order of n. So here we have 2 loops are there, nested loops, so that n into n square. Here the time complexity will be order of n square. And if you are going to enter into the else block, means here the time complexity of the for loop is order of n, but we are unable to decide in which condition we are going to enter, whether we are going to enter into the if condition or else condition. So that we have to decide that. So for this method, the time complexity is order of n square. Why? Because within this method we have nested loops are there. Within one for loop we have another for loop is also say. So that the answer is order of n square. Here the time complexity is order of n square. So out of all the 4 options, the right option is C option.